Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad. This is Firefly's Financial Toolbox. A lot of us in the investing community know about the FIRE movement. For those of you who don't, the FIRE movement is financial independence, retire early. Now, what does that mean exactly? It means a lot of different things to a lot of people. Me, because I have a firefighter job, I'm actually going to be retiring at 55, so I have a little over 4 years left until that time. Now, because I'm retiring earlier than most, there's some challenges. We have to pay for health care for a longer period of time before we're eligible for Medicare. I'm retiring before I'm 59 and a half, so there's some rules about not getting into my IRAs and these sorts of things. So I had a friend actually ask me the other day, I made a video about our tax-free bucket, and one of the things I said was the HSA was probably the best thing we could use in the tax-free bucket. Now, as you know, for HSAs, and I'm not going to get into the full tilt boogie about that, but if you want to do them, check out this video on HSAs. But suffice to say, you have to have a high deductible health plan to qualify. Well, my friend Dave over on Hidden Freedom Investing channel asked me if you had to have earned income or if you could use dividends and interest from your investments when you're retired to pay for an HSA. And honestly, at the time I didn't know. So I did a little research, and so I'm going to make a video today about how an HSA can help you if you planned on retiring early. All right, before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, you guys, consider subscribing. It really helps me out. If you get something out of here you like, drop me a like. It really helps the algorithm. All right, let's get into it. So what exactly is an HSA? An HSA is a health savings account. It's money that is taken out of your check while you're working, okay? It's put in pre-tax, which means you get a tax savings on it going in. It grows tax deferred, which means it's not taxed until you use it. And as long as you use it for a healthcare expense that's qualified, it's tax-free. But the beauty of it is it doesn't expire. If I have an HSA, and let's say I'm young and healthy and I don't have any medical bills, I can let that money grow for as long as I want it to. You get triple tax savings on it, and it is going to be tax-free when you use it. Because as you know, we're all going to have medical expenses as we get older. We're either going to pay for premiums for our healthcare insurance, we're going to have doctor visits, prescription costs, these kinds of things. And with an HSA, you can pay for vision, you can pay for dental, you can pay for surgeries, chiropractic. The list is very long. Okay, so how can we work this into our retirement early plan? We know that standard Roth IRAs and 401ks or even traditional IRAs have the 59 and a half rule, which means before 59 and a half, I can't take that money out without a 10% penalty. I don't want to pay any penalties ever. So how can we use our HSA? Well, here's the thing. Remember I said that it will grow as long as you don't use it. So let's say that while you were working, you decided you were just going to pay for your medical expenses out of cash that you had. You didn't use the money from your HSA. Well, when you went to retire, you could actually get some money out, because as long as you kept those receipts from those medical expenses, you could turn around and take the money out of your HSA to reimburse yourself for those expenses. Now, they do have to be expenses that you incurred after you started the HSA, you guys. So let's say you started the HSA in January of 2020, and now you're retiring and it's 2025. So you've had the HSA since the beginning of 2020. In 2025, you go to retire, but you had an expense that you paid for, let's say, in June of 2020. You could go back, show that receipt, and take that money from your HSA, and because it's already been paid for, that money would be yours tax-free. If you do actually need the money, so let's say you put in, you're contributing to your HSA, so you're getting the tax savings on the front end, and let's say you or your spouse needs a surgery or has an injury or something. You can actually take that money out and use it tax-free. Now, if you don't, it's going to grow, but it's there. It's sort of like an emergency fund for medical expenses, if you will. Let's talk about the amount This year in 2020, you can contribute as a single person $3,550. As a family, that goes to $7,100. Now, when you turn 55, you get an extra $1,000. Okay, so Dave asked me if he's retired, he's obviously not got an employer, but he has a high deductible health plan. Can he use dividend and interest income to pay for an HSA? The answer is yes, Dave. You don't have to have any earned income like you do for a Roth or for an IRA. You can use any income that you have derived from any source. It does not have to be earned income. It could be rental income, it could be pension income, it could be income out of a retirement account, as long as you have a qualifying high deductible health plan. Now, one thing, you cannot contribute to an HSA once you start on Medicare. So when you turn 65, when you're Medicare age, you can no longer contribute to an HSA. Now you can use that money tax-free, or once you turn 65, if you don't need it for medical expenses, you can take it out. You will have to pay the ordinary income rate, so it becomes more like an IRA. So for the tax advantage, of course, you're going to use it for medical expenses. And I recommend, if you're going to set this up, understand that this is for medical expenses because you want to save the tax benefit. So in summary, the HSA is another valuable tool to use if anyone is out there and they're thinking about early retirement, you guys. Obviously, if you're going to plan to retire early, you have to plan a lot of things different. You have to be able to figure out how you're going to spend money without paying those penalties that you have on a Roth for taking it out early. Now, you know, with the Roth, you can take out your contributions without any penalty, right? But any growth or any money that's made in that account is under the penalty. IRAs, simple. If it's a traditional IRA, if you take it out early, it's automatic 10% penalty, right? If you have a Roth 401k, when you roll that into a Roth IRA, that money is considered separate than contributions that you give to a Roth IRA. All right, you guys, hope you got something out of this. If you did, drop me a like. Again, if you're not already subscribed, you guys, consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps me. I try to make at least one video a week. I hope you guys got something out of this, and we'll see you again. All right, take care.